Today in the kitchen we are going to prepare some chicken fajitas for the crock pot. So here are all my seasonings. I've got my fresh chopped up bell peppers that I froze. When I bought them, I chopped them up and froze them. And I need to chop up the onion. And let's get started. We're going to start by getting our spices together. So we're going to start with getting a tablespoon of cornstarch. I will, as always, put the recipe in the video description. Okay, there's our cornstarch if it comes out. There we go. I'm going to add in my chili powder. This recipe is really good. It's definitely a family favorite. Add in some salt in a second here. Paprika. And sugar, which I have in here. There we go. Now you can also do this by just buying the fajita packets as far as the seasoning packet, but I prefer to make my own. That way I know what's in it. And I can modify as needed if somebody doesn't like something in it. Now we're going to put in our onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, ground cumin is up next. So yeah, like I said, you could always get the chicken fajita packets at the grocery store for the spices, the seasoning for this. But I've found that my family likes the one that I make better than the one that you can get at the store. So I make it myself. Okay, let's see. Let's do a check here now. We got cornstarch, chili powder, salt, pepper, cornstarch, chili powder, salt, paprika, sugar, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, ground cumin. All my spices are together. Now you can chop your onion however you'd like. But since I have my bell peppers stripped, I'm going to do the same with the onion. So I'm just going to cut it like this, and then you would just pull it apart and put it into the crock pot in strips. Okay? And I'll give you a little tip. If onions bother your eyes like they bother mine, get yourself a pair of these. They make it so your eyes don't burn. If you have these slow cooker liners, this is a perfect meal to use it for, because you won't be shredding the chicken. You're going to put the chicken in stripped how you want it for the meal. So this is a good time to use this bag. Save yourself some cleanup. Now I'm going to chop up my chicken. It's just slightly defrosted, makes it a little easier to chop. And I found some little grape tomatoes that I'm going to throw in there as well, just because. That's how I chop it up. Now we've got our chicken in there. We're going to go ahead and start building the fajitas. So I'm going to add the onions on top of the chicken and my little grape tomatoes that I found. And then we're going to add in the bell peppers on top of this. They're still a little bit frozen, but they're getting better. Had them out for a couple hours. So here's the bell peppers we're going to add in, and I've got all the colors here because I like the prettiness of all of them. A lot of people will just use red and green. I like to use them all. So I've got red, green, orange, and yellow in there. I got one more bag. Here comes some more. I'm not going to make fajitas in the traditional sense. I'm going to turn this into fajita bowls. Now this is the salsa that I have chosen to use. You can use whatever kind of salsa you like, but this is what I like in mine. So what we're going to do here is we want at least 3/4 cup of salsa. Keep in mind the vegetables are frozen, are partially frozen. The chicken is probably still partially frozen. So there's going to be other liquids in play in the crock pot. So you're not just depending on the salsa. Okay, I put a little more because we like ours a little wet. Now, here's my seasonings. Remember, I got all the seasonings together. Let me grab a knife. Grabbed a knife and a spatula, as you see. Okay, now we're going to add all the seasonings in here. And we're going to give it a good mix. Make sure you get them all out because we want all of them in there. Let me mix it. Okay, I've got all of my seasonings mixed into my salsa. Now you're just going to pour it over the top. And grab the spatula so we can make sure we get it all. We want all of this goodness in there. Okay. Now you don't stir it or anything. Now you put the lid on it, set it to low for 5 to 6 hours. So I'll show you when it's been 5 or 6 hours. See you in a little bit. Here is my fajita bowl. I've got some white rice and the fajita on top. It is delicious.